Hello there, and welcome back to the Endless Kingdom. I'm your host, and today in a not-so-critical review, we're going to be looking into an entry of one of DC's many animated series, Young Justice. Young Justice is an ongoing cartoon and started in 2010 that was cancelled more than once, but has since revived. As of the time of this video, it's currently airing its 4th season, so I thought that to celebrate that, I'd review with the other seasons, starting of course with season 1. Now, Young Justice is of course a DC hero show, unless you'll be seeing a lot of DC heroes. In this case, it's the sidekicks of the Justice League, the focal point. The Justice League appears quite often, but they're more supporting characters than actual main cast. Never overstay their welcome, but are always there long enough that you feel the impact, especially in regards to Batman. Speaking of Batman, one of the main characters is Batman's long-term sidekick and partner, Robin. The first Robin. And for those who don't know, there are 4 Robins. I'll get into that in a later review. But we focus on the first Robin in Young Justice, Dick Grayson, who quite surprisingly, in spite of the fact that by all accounts he is the longest lasting sidekick in this continuity, he's also the youngest to the main cast. That plays into some interesting dynamics throughout the show. Boy, does it have a lot of them. Seen quite prominently in here the rest of the main cast. That's Wally West, the first Kid Flash, scientifically minded, bit of a motor mouth, and quite flirtatious too, or at least he attempts to be, even with mixed results. Entertaining at least. Then there's Aqualad, portrayed as an original take on the most recent iteration of Aqualad from the comics Calderon. Young man, stoic, or danger, thus makes him an excellent choice as leader of the group. Yes, that actually leads to a nice segue here both the next character and the plot, which is robbing Kid Flash and Aqualad after a little bit of a, shall we say, disagreement with their mentor, or thanks in part to Red Arrow, aka Speedy, his sidekick and partner of Green Arrow, decide to strike down their own. On an investigation, the Justice League passed over more immediate threats. In doing so, they come across a conspiracy, which leads them in contact with the Superboy, a clone of the Superman, and during this impromptu mission, they liberate him from his captors/creators who made him strictly as a weapon to use against Superman if the need arise. And Superboy clearly shows that he's young and knows almost nothing of the world beyond what he was taught to become a weapon. As such, throughout most of the season, he has extreme anger management issues. He works through them slowly, but most of the time he just wants to throw a punch and see what happens. Though he does have a strong inferiority complex when it comes to Superman himself. Superman, and in fact, doesn't have many appearances because for the most part, he wants to avoid Superboy during the first season. And more on that in a later review. But back to the plot. Thanks to the success of this impromptu mission, the League decides to let these young heroes form a covert team that serves as an extension to the Justice League. And that serves as a segue to the main plot of the series. These young heroes, later joined by Miss Martian, protege, and in this continuity, niece to the Martian Manhunter, young teenager who came to Earth after being fascinated by it, a bit naive, but very optimistic, and eager to learn. And Artemis, bit of a low-key character from the DC comics, who was introduced as Green Arrow's most recent protege, who has a rather checkered past she's always trying to move past. Raised quite a bit of conflict throughout the series. And there are quite a few avenues of conflict. And the interpersonal conflicts the team has, especially when they're first starting out, many times they inadvertently interfere with a villain organization and operating in the background against the Justice League called the Light. Basically, it's a secret society formed of some of the more heavy-hitting villains of the DC continuity. The core group of which, Vandal Savage, it's Lex Luthor, and Queen Bee, while some are a little obscure, others, well, everyone knows Lex Luthor, who is virtually untouchable by the heroes in any major sense. That's the main thing with the Light. The core members can't just be apprehended. Out of all the subterfuge and stealth they employ, makes for quite the mystery, a plotline interwoven. And quite successfully too, considering Young Justice presents itself as an episodic, a covert mission every episode, but each covert mission lends a little bit to the plot involving the Light. One of the better examples of this I've ever seen. Just saying something, since interwoven narratives are becoming commonplace in today's media. Not just the conflicts with the Light are interwoven from the narrative. There's a few romance plots thrown in here and there. I'll let you watch the season, even if you want to know more. And all believable romances, even though it might appear here to form or rather quickly, concerning the characters involved, I'd say it works out. Not to mention, Young Justice does a good job of showing its main characters, in spite of being sidekicks, are just as capable of their mentors in the Justice League. They even managed to save the League from one of the Light's plots at the end of the season, which was quite a nice thing to watch. Served as a culmination of everything we saw throughout the series. Even installed a few loose plot threads that's dangled around throughout the series, including one instigated by the villains that there's a traitor in the midst of the young heroes team. So many points interwoven, I would be talking for hours if I tried to describe them all in detail. But I'm not going to do that, so I'll just say you should watch them for yourself. And really, if you enjoy superhero action and a bit of drama with some character growth thrown in here and there, with many unique plot lines in the team's missions, which lead to some very interesting dynamics. Young Justice, this is definitely something you'll like to watch. But, as I always say, I'm not here to tell you if the show is good or bad. I'm here to state my opinion and sort of let you decide if Young Justice is something you'd like to watch. This may be just a review of the first season, but if you like the first season, you'll definitely like the rest, which I will review at a later date. So if you think Young Justice Season 1 strikes your fancy, you can find it for easy streaming on HBO Max, along with the rest of the season, including the currently airing Season 4. And if you enjoyed this not-so-critical review, you can like the video, leave a comment, and share it around, subscribe if you haven't, and click the notification bell to stay up to date on all future reviews. And until the next not-so-critical review, I've been your anonymous host, The Endless Kingdom, and I wish you all a good day.